10 years, 8 movies, 2 seasons, and a partridge in a pear tree. Apparently, this is what it took to get us to Andor Season 2. So Gilroy finally got Andor Season 2 to come out, and it just recently premiered, and they will be shown in 3-episode spurts, 3-hour-long spurts before time jumps. Now, what this is basically meaning, because they originally thought that Andor was going to be a 5-season series, because of a whole lot of other stuff that happened, that is not going down the way that they thought. So they had to condense basically 4 seasons into one, which is why you're getting 4 different snippets, 4 3-hour-long segments that tell a portion of the story that was supposed to be its own separate season. Let's go a little bit into what Gilroy has to say about this, whether you like it or not. Gilroy is unpacking and talking the challenges of following up season 1's rapturous acclaim. Now, when it released, it wasn't actually rapturous acclaim. A lot of people didn't watch it because it was just some character they already knew the ending to him from Rogue One, a Hollywood story, which he did help co-write. But a lot of people weren't really interested in it, and the people who did watch it, word of mouth began to spread. And that little churn, that little cauldron just kept stirring and kept boiling over until other people actually gave it a chance. And they actually saw that their numbers increased and increased, a steady increase over time, which is what gave people like KK and Disney Plus affiliates, or maybe not affiliates is the right word, but the people who are in charge of that, it gave them the gumption to go ahead and say, okay, let's greenlight a season 2. We're not going to go 5 seasons, but we'll give you one more shot because the word of mouth was so dadgum good. During all of this time, Tony Gilroy, who wrote and directed all of this stuff, he faced labor strikes, Wall Street streaming correction, and the pressures of essentially making 8 movies in 5 years. Now, this is where I'm just like, possibly, but you might be amping it up a little bit more. What we don't know, though, because we haven't seen season 2 yet, he may not be exaggerating it in any way whatsoever because of the detail and nuance of Andor season 1. And this is something I'm actually excited to see. I want to see how they ramp up the story to get to basically where Rogue One starts, where we first meet Diego Luna's character of Andor Cassian. Or Cassian Andor. I'm sorry, he's Spanish. Usually they put things in front of what they're actually supposed to be. So, Tony Gilroy had already written most of season 2 by the time that season 1 became the most well-reviewed Star Wars title of the Disney era. Well-reviewed, but not even close to the most watched. The series about how small-time thief Cassian Andor became a rebel hero in time for his ultimate sacrifice in 2016's Rogue One, whenever they were on Alderaan and the planet blew up. Death Star has now become operational. He became a rebel hero, and the audience's only quibbles actually pertain to the minimal number of alien characters, which I think is actually freaking stupid. That's a cherry-picking argument to have if that's what the quibbles were. It's like, oh, it's just a bunch of people. Star Wars just have to have lightsabers and boom, boom, and swish, swish, and vroom, vroom. And it also has to have a bunch of crazy-looking aliens that are probably bisexual. The road to the finish line became far more challenging than anybody ever expected. For starters, in the months leading up to the premiere, Wall Street fell out of love with streaming, resulting in a major market correction that no longer values subscriber growth projections. Well, is that more like a Wall Street thing? Is that more like Disney felt like they got cold feet and didn't actually have faith in the process of what Tony Gilroy was doing? Did they actually know what he was doing? Did they have any respect for him? Well, they certainly did once the fans started to come around, but they didn't at the time because Andor was not marketed very well. A lot of people didn't even know about it. When they did see it, it was like, why the hell would I give a shit about this character where I know his ending? And he wasn't really a good character. It wasn't a great character in Rogue One anyway. Like, there was some nuance to him. There were certainly some things where you could pick it out and just like, he probably had a great story, but he doesn't have literally the charisma as a Han Solo. I would go so far to say as a Poe Dameron, I want to know more about Poe Dameron. But he was completely wasted, as was everything in the sequel trilogy. So we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about Andor Season 2, which is coming out and has already been premiered, but it releases worldwide on April 22nd, which is next week. Disney also had to keep making tough choices about Disney Plus going forward. They didn't make a whole lot of tough choices because, oh my goodness, they released The Acolyte and gave it that much money. They gave the budget that much fucking money. What else have they put out? They put out Ahsoka, Dave Filoni. That's just alimony for his dog who he has massacred in the butthole for so many years. So they definitely did all of that. And Andor fell by the wayside because it wasn't producing the numbers at the time. But the thing is that word of mouth has only gotten better for this season. It has only gotten worse for everything else that they have put out. Now, some might say, some little shills out there might say, oh, they finally learned the lesson. No, they didn't. They're just doing whatever they can because everything they try fail. So let's give it to someone who we know has succeeded. Now, to what level Tony Gilroy actually has like full creative control, we don't actually know, but he kind of comes across as the guy who's just like, if you want me to do this, you're going to leave me the hell alone. And we're going to make it the way that we want to make it. So I respect the hell out of that because everyone else who's in charge of Disney is an absolute retard whenever it comes to this. They go on to talk about the writer's strike, which Gilroy actually had the script already finished right before the strike happened. So like, hey, we don't even have to worry about that. Now, how long that strike would take is something that they had to like kind of go behind the scenes and not talk about until later. It's like, we're not on official business, but we are still working on ways to, basically subvert the strike so they don't get kicked out of the union. He also talks about how the composer for Andor season 1 had to bow out for some personal reasons and also for some other reasons. And he was really worried about it. And they had to go some other route. And maybe that explains that very first Andor season 2 teaser trailer where the music was absolutely god awful. And they were just like, nope, we got to change this. This has nothing to do with the tone that we're going for. It doesn't have the feeling of Star Wars. It doesn't have the feeling of the Andor, I guess, Andor universe, Andor story in the Star Wars universe. It doesn't have that at all. We got to retool it. And the next trailer that came out actually was a lot more decent. So yes, they had to go through a different composer. So that's yet another hurdle in the way. Legacy characters are really tricky to bring back. So they've had to recast people. They've had to leave and write people completely out of the script that were supposed to show up. I'm only assuming that lazy-eyed Forrest Whitaker is one of those people that was supposed to, like, as the character Saw Gerrera was supposed to show up again, and he's probably not. So there's probably a couple people we wanted to have in Yavin at the end who are in the beginning of Rogue. We just couldn't get them because they were busy. Or Mads Mikkelsen, because Mads Mikkelsen is always busy because he's absolutely a fantastic character. He also credits Disney and Lucasfilm for not pressuring him to insert the most storied Star Wars characters into the fold. Now, he's giving credit to Disney for staying out of his way. This is a good sign that we're actually going to enjoy Andor season 2. He felt less pressure from them or not pressure at all. And they're just like, yeah, you go do your own thing. That's a good thing because studio interference almost always results in an absolute catastrophe. It's amazing that they trusted us. They trusted you because you're the only thing that they have produced that has good word of mouth. Everything else that they have stuck their greasy, grimy little paws into has completely tanked and bombed. And maybe they finally saw that for once, or maybe they don't actually give a shit about this project. And they're just like, well, it was already in the contracts. You fucking do whatever you want, man. It's fine. We'll stay out of it. And for years, Gilroy has said that this will be a swan song. It's like, dude, I've spent way too much time. I've spent way too much time in this universe. I've spent way too much time on this one singular project. I'm freaking out. I put in the work. I'm putting out something that I'm proud of. My actors are proud of what we did. We all work together. We're showing up for everything, arm in arm, hand in hand. It's like, you will be proud of this. You will actually like this. This is something that we can stand behind. But I'm out. This is it. I ain't spending more time in it. He does go on to say, though, and this is a little thing that he has on the end, we've essentially made 8 movies in 5 years, man. 8 movies. That's what we really did, and that's a lot. So every now and then, you want Thai food for a change. He wants to go off into other things. He wants to flex his artistic muscles in a different direction, and that's totally okay with me. He does not, however, completely shy away from the question, like, would he return later on? He's like, you never know. But for now, I need to get the hell out of here, which that is also respectable as well. So, Andor Season 2 is coming out. It has already been premiered. It is already getting good responses from people who didn't have good responses the first time that Andor Season 1 came out. So, let's just see how much of this is just fluffing a little nuts. But for the major public, it will come out on April 22nd, which is 7 days from now. I'm going to be there seeing it, and I hope it lives up to all the hype that they do. Also, Tony Gilroy, you're way too good for Disney, so get the hell away from that production company. Go do something. Go do something indie. I think you have made your point. You have proven your value, at least to me. But if you guys have anything else to say, leave it down in the comment section below. This is Malty from Mouth of Malty. We'll see you later, and y'all have a great one. I am saluting from both sides of my face because I appreciate so much the support that y'all have been giving me. Y'all have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.